So, what was you talking about with Hometown?
Yeah. Oh, I was talking about the Unsung situation. Yeah, I did an interview for Unsung. They interviewed me for like a good 3 hours.
3 hours. What happened?
Phone went that way. That shit spent on me.
3 hours. We start from there. 3:34. So what happened with that Unsung thing you was talking about?
All right, they called me in because Unsung, is like a documentary of
Hold up. Let me see that hoodie. Yo, put the hoodie in the camera, man. Let me see that. I ain't know that was Freaky in the middle.
Everything I do is him.
Oh shit, I ain't know that was Freaky.
With his little finger.
Oh, that's Fedaya. Oh shit. Why they ain't make that symbol? Why they ain't put that on shirts with the finger up?
My boys designed this for me. I sell hoodies and all that. This ain't just the only. It's not the only one.
Yeah.
Anything I do is called Tom Ball and Apparel. So anytime I do clothes, it's gonna be me and my brother.
Okay.
His name and my name together. He still make me feel like he's still doing business with me because we never got a chance to do it when we was younger. We talked about it. I mean, when we was dreamers, and between me, Todd, and my two sisters, Chase and Chocolate, we was always dreamers. We always did music.
A lot of Aries power in there.
You know, we sang. Me and my sister Chocolate and Chase used to do songs together. Todd was doing the rapping. He was the person that caught that deal and stuff. But we always talked about going in business together, doing clothing. It's just so sad that he passed before we can get that opportunity, to do our clothing business. So what I decided to do is, because this was a dream of him and I decided to say, you know what? I'm going to still come with the clothing. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And I'm just gonna put his name and my name together, which is called I'm J Ball. He's Freaky Todd, Todd Ball and Apparel.
Nice.
And if you see my house, mine.
Nice.
You racing, man.
Everything is my brother. So like I said, to me, I feel like we're doing business together, even though he's not here, physically.
That's that Queens itch. So let's get back to Unsung. Pardon me for interrupting you on that. So you did a 3-hour interview with them, and
yes. So like I said, when it comes to this particular documentary, Unsung interview a lot of famous people. Whether it's the ups and downs. So the good and bad. There's not supposed to be any sugar-coated conversation when you do this Unsung. Like they did a lot of different famous groups like No Edition and all these other people, and they talked about growing up doing music, and then the separation and stuff from some of the members and all that. So all right, Uncle Ron. Yes.
All right. Have a blessed night, brother.
So they wanted to hear the tragic part. What's your arm? On your knee. Right there on your left side. It's on your arm. Roll up on you.
Goddamn Sonic Killer.
Yeah, his time is up. He had to go.
Oh, he had to go.
Right. So when they wanted to do the Unsung interview on the Lost Boys, because Ty was a member of the Lost Boys and he's not present anymore, they wanted me to do that part of doing a story on Ty.
Okay.
Like growing up with Ty. So I got off of work, met up with them in a hotel, the Hyatt. It was a Grand Hyatt Hotel. Did the interview for like 3 hours. And I'm just waiting for when it's gonna be aired. So they really wanted to know like the part with me growing up as his little brother. The music part. You know, they wanted to know a little bit about the, you know, where we're from. I answered all that. I told them where we started from before we was Lost Boys. I told them, you know, a lot of, you know, what they would say, juicy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But when it was time for it to finally get aired, after all that interview of me, I know they got to do a lot of editing and all that, and give everybody the opportunity that got interviewed or whatever they you know they part. But when it came to me, I'm seeing me on there for like a millisecond of me and my brother Tito, and it got me like this.
Wow.
When I said so much.
All right, hold on. You mentioned that in a millimeter second they caught the visual like that, but
It got me like this.
But in the 3 hours talk, they didn't use none of that.
They just used me like this. I had so many people happy, they was excited to see me on it, but then they said, "Dad, yo, boy, man, we wish that you would have said more. We was happy to see you."
Right.
On camera, but we wish you'd have said more. And I said, hold up, I said a lot.
Right. And they chose to delete 3 hours worth of footage. So what you want to say to Unseen, man? Let's talk about what they asked you here.
Okay, so all right, so this the thing right here. They asked me everything from growing up as a little brother of Freaky Ty from the Lost Boys, right? To doing music. To did I ever think that he would, you know, that they was ever gonna blow up? Answered that. How we started, how we became Lost Boys. Answered that.
Similar to what we doing now.
Right, what we doing now. Like I said, it's just the main part they wanted to really speak about was the tragic part of losing my brother. I answered that tragic part. They asked me about Cheeks, how I felt about Mr. Cheeks after my brother passed away. I said how I felt. Next thing I know,
would you care to relate?
Well, they asked me how I felt when my brother passed away. I felt like at the end of the day,
okay, it was fresh, it was new, and I got you.
I just felt like, you know, like he disappeared.
Yeah.
You know, we Lost Boys for life, you know, and we've been through a lot in these streets, and we survivors, we still here. So, you know, I know that situation with him, feeling like his life was in danger, but at the end of the day, what about us? I'm his brother, real brother. I didn't run, didn't know what happened at first, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, but my brothers and them was trying to come, and every day they come into my house, and I'll shower and shave and get dressed to try to come out, and they're like, oh, it makes no sense to come out. Everybody come in my house, rules and all this, and you know, everything else to keep me from touching the streets. But I'm like this, I'm a street dude, and I'm not no chump ass dude and shit. So I know what happened to my brother, but that wasn't gonna stop me from touching these streets. So if I'm still got to come on these streets, why, you know, I don't see Cheeks anymore. You know, he disappeared.
Unseen somehow, forgot to include the world with this spectacular interview that they get from you, but they want to just...
So they asked me, right, you know, I told them how I felt, you know what I'm saying, and, you know, how he passed away and all that, and then next thing I know, the same thing that they asked me and that I said, I'm seeing Pretty Lou's Lou Got Cash moms saying the same thing I said. So but you called me as the person to do the story on my brother.
Hold on. Unseen did that with her mom?
Unsung, yeah.
Hold on. Unsung did this footage with you.
Yeah.
Down the line, do the same type of interview with Freaky Lou. With Pretty Lou's mom.
Well, it's Lou Got Cash moms and stuff. Her name is Sparkles.
With Sparks.
Right.
And she seen your interviewing, or they gave you the interview, or gave her the answers, and she just verbatim.
It seemed like that. But you know. Unseen.
Shame on you. All right, cool. That happened.
So that happened. Okay.
It didn't come out.
No, it came out. It was aired.
I'm talking about the dialogue. 3 hours of dialogue didn't come out.
None. Because then they try to, you know what I mean? Some people try to explain to me that you know, they might have interviewed a lot of people for this, but they was trying to say that when they break it down of editing, you know what I'm saying, it's only an hour for this show, so, you know, they wanted, I guess, you know, mainly the Lost Boys part, the members to get more of their time or whatever than actually me.
How long would you say after you went, Sparks spoke? How long was that?
Well, everybody did their own thing. Me, they was coming for me for years. I just didn't know who they were.
Wow.
I take this Lost Boy family very seriously. So at the end of the day, I don't really go for people who hit me in my messenger or and all that or DM me to say they want to talk about something that has something to do with Lost Boys when I don't even know who you are. So I did not know who these guys was at the time. It wasn't until my pops told me after, you know, it wasn't, okay, so before that, I started seeing that on social media that Pretty Lou and who was it, J Raff and a few other people was like, yeah, we're flying out to California to do this unsung thing. And I was sitting there like, oh shoot, I remember unsung or whatever. So then I'm sitting there like, okay. So I'm like, so they finally gonna give Lost Boys some love? You know what I mean? So I'm like, they finally gonna give Lost Boys some love after all of these years of not giving recognition to none of us. So, you know, so I'm, you know, paying attention and I'm getting people hitting me up, asking me, yo, do you know what's going on? I'm like, not really. And then it wasn't until I came to visit my pops, and then he was like, oh, he said, yeah, he said there's unsung people been getting in contact with me. So I'm like, I heard of that show before and stuff. I said, okay, what's up? And he was like, oh, yeah, they wanted to interview, you know, me, talking about him, and he was like, but not really good with that camera. I don't like being on camera like that. Then he said on top of that, he said his real name, they talking about Raymond. He said the closest person to Raymond that can really tell a story about Raymond is you, because that's your brother and you've been with him forever.
Right.
So I said, okay. I said, so when is this supposed to go down and stuff? I said, because you know what? Somebody was hitting me in my messenger and all that. I just didn't know who it was. So he said, yeah, that's probably the people that try to get in contact with me. So I said, all right. So I said, let me check them out now. And then I, you know, responded to the text message that the messenger that I got. And I hit them back to let them know, you know, I didn't know who y'all was at first. I finally spoke to some family members and they told me who y'all were. So what's going on? And they finally gave me the number and we talked on the phone and everything else history from that. Just meeting to do the interview. Yes.
Okay. So you never heard from them ever again?
Nah.
Where they at? You know anything about them? They in business? They still around?
Well, yeah, the unsung, I think after that, they went and did another interview, another documentary on some other famous persons, some famous people. Like I said, they done did it with a lot of R&B groups, rap groups. The guy was a huge fan of Lost Boys, so that's why he was like, I want to get this done. What's up, family? How's everything?
Okay.
Yes.
Peace, beloved.
Okay.
So, Jay, I said they play Thursday.
Yeah.
Thursday night.
Yes, sir.
They playing Pit, right?
Yes, sir.